Good morning, grade 8s. If you were here yesterday, a warm welcome back, and thank you again for joining. If it is your first time, welcome to Worksheet Cloud. This is grade 8 English, and if you have a question during the lesson, send an email with your question to grade8@worksheetcloud.com. I'm Mrs. Goslet, and I'll be teaching you homophones and homonyms today. If you can just think for me for a second what each of these are, that would be great. If you could also grab a notebook and a pen for me, I'll let you know when you need this. The aims and objectives of this lesson is that you would understand the difference between a homophone and a homonym. Let's look at the definitions. Homophones and homonyms. So homophones are sound-alikes. So they sound alike. So they have the same sound. They are spelt differently. And they have different meanings. Here's an example: scent and scent. Then a homonym is a look-alike. So you can have two palms, the palm of your hand or a palm tree. So they look alike. So hopefully this is an easier way to remember it. But now let's look at homophones specifically. Right, so if we look at homophone, the word. When I see the word phone, I immediately think cell phone, telephone, and normally when somebody phones you or you get a notification, you get a bing or a ring ring. So to me, I always remember homophone, same sound. Okay, so if we can try remember same sound, but different spellings and different meanings. Just like in this example, two, and two. We will get to that example just now. Let's look at a few examples. Week and week. If you look at it, they sound the same, but they're spelt differently, and they have different meanings. So here are the two different meanings. Well, look at week. There are 7 days in a week, and I've got the example. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. She has been sick and is still weak. So she's fragile, she's frail. Okay, so they have different meanings. Ooh, this one. I see this often on Facebook, where many people make this mistake of using particularly there and there. So please make sure you get this right. They're going to be last if they don't hurry. So this is a contraction. They are going. Okay, then the books are right there. So this is showing the position. They're over there. Then let's look at the last one. Halloween is their favorite holiday. So that's showing belonging and ownership to people or things. Two, and two. Now this was used earlier, so let's go through it. The baby has 2 new teeth. So that's the number 2. I have too much homework. Shame, that is not fun. So that's meaning excessive amount. So I have too much. Then the last one. Astronauts went to the moon. And that's showing us the motion in the direction that they're going. So going to the moon. Then we have meet and meet. So where should we meet for lunch? So if you want to grab some lunch with a friend, this meeting is just directional where we're going to go. Okay. Vegetarians do not eat meat, and that's the animal meat they're talking about, the food. Okay, but I'm sure you guys knew that. Break and break. So be careful around the figurines or Barbies. I think Barbies are quite strong. I remember when I was a little girl, I think, yeah, they're quite strong because they break easily. Okay, so you've got to be careful. So that break there means their heads can come off, or yeah. Press gently on the brake to slow the car down. Now when you get older, you're going to have to do your learners. Very exciting time. And you're going to have to learn how to drive a car. So this brake is talking about the mechanism in the car, okay, to slow the car down. Please grab your notebook, or you can just grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to ask you to do a little activity for me. So you can pause the screen to just write down all of your answers. So I'd like you to please find the mistakes in the sentences. So the first one is, I will choose to take the advice. Number 2, please wait for me. Number 3, the sun is very bright today. Number 4, what is the main idea? And number 5, I need a new pair of shoes. Let's look at the answers. Okay, so I've crossed out the wrong ones. So this choose, I will choose. Chew is almost like when you've got chewing gum and you're chewing away, or you're chewing your food. So it is completely wrong in the sentence. So we need to replace it with choose. Okay. So choose sounds the same as choose, but they are spelt differently. And they have different meanings. Okay, so that's how you're going to work it out. Now, you should know that choose means to pick, or to prefer. Let's look at the next one. Please wait for me. Now again, wait and wait sound the same. They are not spelled the same, and they don't have the same meaning. So this weight means how much do you weigh in kgs. So this is wrong in the sentence. Please wait for me. The word we're looking for here is wait. So please pause, stay, that type of thing. Wait. The sun is very bright today. Now this sun is like your dad's son. So that means a male child. So it's wrong. The sun is very bright. What they actually mean, they're talking about that gassy, yellow, big, shining ball that gives light. And some of us love to lie in the sun and get a nice little tan, or just to warm up. So hopefully you understand the difference between the sun and the sun. Okay, oopsie, sorry. Then the next one, what is the main idea? So this mane is referring to maybe a horse's mane, the beautiful hair of a horse. But what they actually are referring to here is the main. What is the necessary or essential or important point? Okay, so that's the word. Again, they sound the same, they're spelt differently, and they have different meanings. Now, I don't know if I tricked you in this last one. Maybe you just quickly saw this first one and forgot about these two, because I guess I only did ask you one in each sentence, but it's okay. If you were sharp and you found all three, well done. Okay, so the first one is need. Now this need is when you have a nice ball of dough, if you're making bread, and you take your knuckles or your fists and you actually almost, not punch, but you work through the dough. You knead the dough. So if you're a baker, you'll know what I'm talking about. Then we need to replace it with need. So I need. It's essential, Mom, Dad. It's so important. It's an essential. I need. I don't know if a pair of shoes, yeah, if you don't need those new Adidas shoes, but you do need a pair of running shoes. Something like that. Okay, then the next one, new. So that's like you know somebody, I knew somebody. And we actually need the word new. I know it's very confusing because they all sound the same, but it's a big difference in actual meaning. So I need a brand new pair. So I haven't had them yet. It's the first time that I will get them that fresh. That's what new is. Okay, then pear. Pear is the fruit. Okay, and we're actually looking for pair, like a pair of shoes. That means two. You just don't want one shoe. You need a pair of shoes, like a pair of scissors, a pair of, yeah, it's a couple, two. Right, if you got most of them right, well done. I'm going to say you're a homophone expert. Now we're going to look at the other one. Okay, this one can be a bit tricky because we always have one idea that we think of. So what I want you to do, grade 8s, is I want you to look at the example and I want you to think what pops into your head. First thing, if I say bear, what comes? Okay, so let's look at it. So what is a homonym? Homonyms, same name. So that's what it means. Words, again, that sound the same, have the same spelling, okay, but they have a different meaning. So that's the difference. So if we look here, the first thing that popped into my mind was a brown, cuddly, big, scary, grizzly bear, that animal. But then if I think further, and if I really have to stretch, I can think of something else. I can think of that was a heavy burden to bear, or yeah, I had to carry this burden. So the bear there is carrying or carry. I bear a heavy burden. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Well and well. I'd like you to try think of when I say the word, whatever pops into your head as quickly as you can. But we're going to go and look at my examples. Kendall doesn't feel well today. So she's feeling sick. She's a bit under the weather. She's not well. Then, if you watch Survivor, I'm such a Survivor fan, they always have a well where they go, oh, let's go get water. Then they scurry off into the forest and then they chat about who they're going to eliminate. So the well is always in Survivor where they get the water. So that's another one. We are going to dig a new well. Okay, so again, homonyms. They sound the same. Well, well. They are spelt the same. Look at the two, spelt the same, but they have a different meaning. And we saw that there. Okay, so the next one, again, I'm going to say the word. Think of the first thing that comes to your head. Ready, set, go. House. I immediately will think about my home, my apartment, house, or a building. Okay, so that's what we have. So we have here the house was constructed in the early 1900s, and there's a beautiful mansion. Oh, beautiful. Love to live there. Then there's another meaning for house. They decided to house the flood victims at the local high school. So these people lost their homes due to a flood, so they need a safe place to stay. They need to be protected. So to house them is to accommodate them, is to give them a home. Okay, so that's how it's used there. Remember, homonym, Same spelling, same sound, different meanings. Okay. Light and light. The sweater or jersey was a light blue color. So it's not dark blue, it's got a very light hue to it. Then I've got a picture for our next example. You need to flip the switch for the light to turn on. Okay, so we don't want to be in the dark, we want that light to shine. That was an easy one. Again, let's see what the next one is. Crane. So I would probably think of this building crane because I see it quite often in Cape Town. If you drive there by Camps Bay and around, I feel like they're forever building these beautiful houses. And to get up on that mountain slope, they need a crane to drop all the building materials just to build it up like that. So that's why I think my brain goes immediately to that, because I've seen it often. A blue crane, some of you might know this, but it is a beautiful bird. It's quite skinny. If you're not too sure, have a look on Google what it looks like. I didn't really have space on my page for a picture, but oh, just love this hotel. Look how beautiful it is. Doesn't really have anything to do with our sentence, but we'll go with it. Or, yeah, our crane. The builders used the crane to build the hotel. So as I said, building houses or hotels. It's a massive job, so they need a big crane. Okay. Again, park sounds the same, spelt the same, but has different meanings. He had to park his car underground. Okay, so that's actually putting it into, some of you know, on an automatic car, you actually have the letter P. You put that into P and you park. But normally we just keep the vehicle stationary in a parking lot. Then, oh, look at this beautiful picture of New York City. It's beautiful. I loved going for a run in the park. Well, this is Central Park. So a park, the forest, wherever we go. Magic Forest, if you're in the area. That type of thing, to get some fresh air. Right, grab that notebook and that pen again for me. We're going to look at the next lot of examples. Okay, so as soon as you see it, I'd like you to write down a homonym for these two examples. So if you could pause this and write it down, I'm just going to go through it because you've got the pause option, which is great. So immediately, date. I hope you thought that. Date. And then this couple is on a romantic date. Oh, cute, man. Okay, then next one. Write it down, pause the screen. Ruler. We use that to measure. And Prince William will eventually take the throne, I think. And he will become king. So he's a ruler of his kingdom. Okay, pause the screen and write it down for me. Okay, the first one, wave. Beautiful ocean wave. And there we have David Beckham waving at us. Okay. I do apologize that my face is in the way here, but you will see the answer. Okay, homonyms. Beautiful ring. And there's a cell phone. We know cell phone goes ring, ring. Okay. And before you go, let's recap. So homophones have the same pronunciation. They have different spelling and a different meaning. Homonyms have the same pronunciation, same spelling, and they have a different meaning. So I really hope you understand the difference and you had a little bit of fun. There is an activity that you can do to get better at practicing the differences between homonyms and homophones. Again, if you have a question, please email to grade8@worksheetcloud.com. There's a little motivational quote for the day for you. Success is a journey, not a destination. So hopefully you were successful today, or you learned something new, or you just had a nice revision lesson. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that you were here with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. As Ellen DeGeneres always says, be kind to one another. Bye-bye.